Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast. Hey, recording today's intro on my brand new Heil microphone. You've heard me talking about them for a while now, and I've been loving this microphone, having a great time with it, and I wish you would go over and check out heilsound.com today and check out what they have going on over there. Doing some great work, so I'm proud to have them a part of this show. Again, big shout out to Heil Microphones. I got this big show coming up. I hate to start the show on a bummer, but if anybody knows me personally, you've probably seen the news, but my mother's not doing very well. She was diagnosed with stage 4 glioblastoma brain cancer back in June, and I had a bunch of friends reach out and wanted to help support. So we threw together this big benefit happening on September 8th over at the Old Rock House in St. Louis, Missouri, with we're calling it Debstock in honor of the 50th anniversary of Woodstock and everything. It all just made sense happening. So Debstock 2019, September 8th, Old Rock House, 4 to 9, $10 tickets from me, or 15-day of show. This all ticket proceeds go directly to my mother, Deborah Manahan, and in support of this, her cancer bills and all this. We have live entertainment from Al Holiday and the East Side Rhythm Band, Scandaleros, Big Micah Guidry and the Blue City All-Stars, Jackson Stokes, Matt Wynn, Joe Bazzelli, and some special surprise guests to probably be dropping in. We got 50-50. We got some silent auction items. I've got donations already in from Broadway Oyster Bar and Sugar Fire and Lion's Choice and all kinds of great businesses helping out. So come on by. It's going to be a great day, and I hope to see you there. Again, September 8th, Debstock at Old Rock House. Also want to let you know about my friends at Naked Vine, located in Chesterfield, Missouri, serving up all your favorite wine, whiskey, tequila, and local craft beers. Some great live music happening this week out there. On Thursday, August 22nd, Brian Curran returns to the stage. And on August 23rd, Friday night, Cara Louise Band. And Saturday, August 24th, Scrambled. You can find all this and more at nakedvine.net. Be sure to follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget, mark the calendars. I return to Naked Vine on September 10th with my singer-songwriter storytelling showcase every second Tuesday of the month. This September 10th, I'll be bringing along Andrew Dahl of Andrew and the Dolls, Taylor Steele of Taylor Steele and the Love Preachers, and Eric Barnes. Do not miss that event. Going to be a great time. $10 at the door, 7 o'clock start. So hope to see you out there. And last but not least, I want to tell you about Joseph Meyer Club. They've been a part of the show for a while now, and they have this great foaming aftershave I've been using, and smells awesome. It's a really fantastic product. I wish you would go check it out at josephmeyerclub.com right now and take home a can. And it's always free shipping over there, so keep that in mind. But enter the code RPPJMC20 during checkout and receive an exclusive 20% off your order. RPPJMC20 at josephmeyerclub.com. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for always sharing and telling your friends about the show. We continue to grow. If you want a hat or a shirt or anything else, reach out. If you want to email me, just say hey or have some suggestions or anything. It's rockpaperpodcast@gmail.com. Email me there for if you want a shirt or something too. You can reach me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm all over the place. Again, you find everything at rockpaperpodcast.com. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
A podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
We're Qstreet.
And you're listening to Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Ow! Ow!
Yep.
Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast, y'all.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today with Qstreet. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey there.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Is that a little loud? Okay, let me back up. Okay. Pleasure to be
Just
here.
loud.
Yeah, man.
Hi, how are you?
Good to be here with you all. I'm excited about this and getting to finally properly meet you all. I know I've kind of known you all a little bit socially and stuff, and Tyler's an old friend for sure. So I thought this would be fun though to get to know more about the band, get to know talking about the CP and everything else we got happening.
Right.
So, but anyway, I guess before we get going too far, you all want to go around and properly introduce yourselves for everybody listening.
Sure, let's start this way.
Yeah,
over
I'm
here.
Quinn. I sing and play guitar and generally act like a fool.
Right, yeah. My name is Steven. I sing and play guitar too, and take part in some of the tomfoolery on stage. Definitely.
Good stuff.
I'm Mud, or Tyler. I play drums, sort of sing a little bit, mostly don't.
A lot
But
of tomfoolery.
yeah, a lot of nonsense.
My name is Brooke. I play bass here with Qstreet, and a little bit of foolishness here
Also
and
a
there.
tomfoolery special.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes.
100%.
Yeah, man. Well, this is gonna be fun. We've already been having a good time talking, hanging out down here. But like I said, we got this brand new EP to talk about that just released on July 19th.
Friday, July 19th. Big day, yeah.
But I guess let's go back to the beginning of the Qstreet and how this group came to be. Let's start with a little background and stuff. So, what's the origin story for this group? Where does this all start?
A lot of good stories here.
A
First,
few good stories here.
I was in a band before this called Auburn Kiss, and that fizzled out like bands do, and that was all right. And then I was starting to look for a new guitar, a new band, and I was looking for a guitar player, and Steve kept coming up, and he would say, "Hey man, let's jam," and I'd be like,
Yeah.
and Steve and I actually went to middle school together way back in the day. 10 years ago.
McKinley. Yeah.
McKinley Middle School. And
Shout out to what are they called? The Gold
the Gold
Bugs?
Bugs.
McKinley Gold
the
Bugs.
Gold Bugs.
Yeah.
And I got expelled from that school. Ooh, so that's cool.
The Gold
course.
Bug no more.
A Gold Bug no more.
Their loss.
But anyways, so Steve said he wanted to play guitar, and I blew him off for a little bit, and then finally I called everybody I knew that was mutual friends with him, and I was like, you know, what's he like? And finally I called my brother. I have a twin brother who knew him better than I did, and my brother was like, Steve is one of the best people you'll ever meet, good guitar player, great guy, which is what I was looking for. I was like, all right, right on. So we started jamming, and then
Well, it was perfect timing because I was living in Columbia at the time.
right.
And it lined up perfectly with sort of the fall of Auburn Kiss, and coincidentally, I was moving back to St. Louis very shortly after that, and it lined up, and we got together and gelled musically, started
Yeah.
playing good music together, and realized that we had some of the same interests and some of the same goals,
Yeah.
and we started hunting around for the other two
And-
characters
and
here.
We, I was kind of seeing somebody at the time, and she had a friend who knew Brooke somehow or another, maybe through school.
Yeah, we went to UMSL together and did
yeah.
music together.
And she said Brooke's cool. She can play bass. She's good. She can sing. Whatever. I was like, right on. I called Brooke, and we came out here and jammed for a minute, and that was cool. We gelled, and then drummers are always the hardest to find, in my opinion. There's most drummers are in 12 bands at a time.
Right.
And so I was like, I knew Webster University had good music students, so I took a job at the Webster, the theater, which is called the Rep, because I thought there'd be a bunch of college kids there. I'll swipe a drummer from there. So I take this job here, and I'm ushering in nice old ladies to this play, and meanwhile I'm like looking around for drummers. And
Do you drum?
I do not. Yeah. That's exactly what it was like. I was like,
Excuse me, ma'am.
Nice to meet you. Do you play the
Every
drums?
usher that I was working with, I was like, "You drum?" And they're like, "Not really." I was like, "You know any drummers?" They're like, "Not really." I was like,
I have a djembe,
Sweet.
but
I'm making $8 an hour. This can
nightstand
only
right
last so long. And so, anyways, one of my bosses there, Katie, she was like, after I worked there for like a week, maybe, she's like, what are you doing here? She's like, you're not a college kid. You do not look like you belong here. She's like, what are you doing here? Okay, I was 22 at the time. I could have been a college kid, but I didn't look like a college kid. So I'm not that old.
You kept asking the 93-year-old guests if they played the drums. Said, we have ulterior motives here.
Yeah,
sir."
they said there's no drums allowed at the senior home. So, so I told Kate, I was like, I'm just looking for a drummer. Like, I'm just hanging out looking for a drummer. She's like, my brother's a drummer. And I was like, okay, sure, I'm sure he is. Have a good night. And anyways, we ended up talking that night, and she gave me Mud's phone number. And I called him the next day, and we got to talking. We just hit it off. We talked for a long time that day, and found out we had a lot of the same interests in bands. And Mud is serious, looking for a good project.
That was the thing, was like looking for a band that was serious, because you play with a million people that are all like, oh yeah, I just want somebody to get stoned with and jam
sure.
jam with in my basement. Don't know shit about music theory or anything, and they just
right.
So yeah, that was.
Well, it's
I think
nice
that was
also,
the biggest thing.
It's nice also that you had some experience playing shows because you were playing with your dad and your sister in the
Right.
band for a while, which is great.
And I
couldn't ask for a more talented drummer too.
I faked it like I had some musical knowledge when we talked, so he must have thought I wasn't just another jack off. But anyway, so we hit it off and we started jamming, and then like that night we found Mud. I called that job I had. I was like, hey, I'm gonna finish out my shifts and I'm out of here. Got what I need. And so I worked that job for like I worked that job for like 3 weeks, and I got Mud out of it, and that's what I wanted.
Perfect fit, for real.
sometimes.
I do get so emotional. Yeah, so
Sometimes.
that's Qstreet, and that all came together about like January, like about the first of this year, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, we started practicing in October of last
Is that what it
year.
was? All of us?
Was it really?
October
Yeah.
31st, Halloween night. Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
man.
okay, Mud.
Was it Halloween
Are you
night?
sure?
It was
Are
Halloween
you sure
night.
you aren't somebody's girlfriend knowing dates like that?
No, because I
maybe.
remember it was like that night, and like we were practicing for the first time, and the doorbell just like wouldn't stop ringing.
Exactly.
Because
There's
all
little
these
kids trick or treating.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
I do remember
all
that.
these little kids like wandering around. We're like, nah,
Man.
we don't got any candy, but you can come listen to us.
But
if
we
you
got a
want
treat
it.
for you if you had to come down in the basement, and surprisingly,
That is-
none of them were into
Stevie
it.
I
will
know.
not get anywhere in life talking to little kids like that. That's not okay.
Yeah.
That's how Qstreet. That's
Yeah,
how
man.
Qstreet formed.
Here we are.
the
And
history.
after a lot of deliberation on a band name, we finally settled
Oh
on Qstreet.
God, yeah, that took forever.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing that it took forever because it took us a long time to find something we were happy with, and that's
Yeah.
important. That's going to be how we're identified in the music scene for a long time, and I'm a big fan. Qstreet's come together good.
What were some of the other failed attempts?
Oh, let's hear them, everybody.
We had like Curious Q.
Careless
The
Q.
red
No,
light
Curious
incident.
Q.
Red
Curious
Light
Q.
Incident.
That was a contender.
Pink
Brooklyn-
Slip Promise, I believe.
Pink
was
Slip
one of
Product
Pink,
is what.
Pink
yeah,
Slip
yeah.
something.
Product,
Yeah.
Something.
There was already a band called the Pink Slips. That would be
Avenged
tight,
Sevenfold
but
came up, but
nah.
somebody told me that's already a band, and I was heartbroken to hear
serious?
about that.
That's a weird name.
Isn't that a weird name?
They suck.
What is a sevenfold? I don't really.
You don't. We can't say that on the air. You can look it up on Pornhub.
Not family friendly radio.
That's where I
Yeah.
found it.
Boy.
Let's look it up on Pornhub.
That's where I look up most stuff.
Yeah, Google search for Pornhub.
Uh-huh.
I saw there was people passing around an article the other day that Pornhub has like bee porn now.
I have seen that.
To raise awareness for the bees and I
Saving
was
the
like,
bees.
So
Bee porn.
Pornhub's trying to save the world, man.
Is it
So-
like bumblebees or people dressed up?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Is it actual bees? or
Pornhub
is
is the best birth control there is.
Yeah, I haven't.
a good
I haven't
point.
felt so good about myself masturbating in a long time.
You damn right.
You know, they
Damn
say
right.
the best, birth control is abstinence. So, I mean, if you're spending all your time on Pornhub and, not out at the
Preach,
bars,
That's
Right.
favorable.
I'm telling you.
Is that our message for the kids?
It's
for today?
education. It's
Is that what we're
education.
trying to are we trying to teach a lesson here?
If you
I think
whack
so.
it,
Well, yeah.
you'll have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
All right.
And you heard it here
All right.
first.
All right, anyways.
It's actually the name of our EP. No.
It is suggestive.
Right. Well, let's get into the EP. So this is so crazy. It's crazy to think that the group's only been going for a short time, but you guys already got into the studio and have a ZP to go, ready to go and everything. So you guys everything's moving pretty quickly, it seems like. So
Yeah.
everything kind of clicked right into place, it seems.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. We recorded our EP in March, and it took a while for us with the studio to get it right, and we were all very picky about the way that sounded, obviously, because it's our debut EP and we wanted it to sound good. And then we finally had a product that we were happy with and that we were ready to share with the world. So, it's called Unspeakable Things, by the way.
That it is.
Is the name of the EP, and you can find it anywhere that you listen to music online. But yeah, finally, July 19th, 2019, we dropped a debut EP, and I think we were all pretty happy with the way that it turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Where'd we record at?
We recorded at Red Pill. No.
Nope.
Whoa.
Sawhorse.
I have recorded at Red Pill before with a previous project. We recorded at Sawhorse Studios with Chris Turnball.
Oh,
A
nice.
big shout out to Chris Turnbull,
Yeah.
good guy,
Yeah.
good sound technician.
And then it was mastered by Brad Sarno at Blue Jade Audio.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
A lot of fun recording it.
It was a blast,
It's
man.
like
It's-
a good
Sawhorse
1.5,
is such
yeah.
a cool studio. He's got so many different rooms to record in. We
Yeah.
could do all live amp, which was really awesome.
And I don't know about you guys. That was my first experience in a real recording studio. That was
Same.
just a very cool. Took a day
Yeah.
off work and we spent a long day there, and that was just such a cool experience.
That
I
was
can't wait to do
badass,
more of
yeah.
that
Yeah.
Right.
when we can afford it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of what Chris does, either behind the board or on stage. He's a very talented musician himself. so-
Absolutely.
Right.
Chris is a very talented bass
And
player.
just a helpful, you could tell he's been around the music scene for a long time with a lot of the. He sort of there were some parts that he gave his insight on and gave us some advice
Right.
and was helpful with polishing off these 4 songs that
very
we were able
handsome
to
guy
release.
as well.
Yeah.
Very handsome. And good looking too.
Taken though, ladies, taken.
So yeah, again, the EP's titled "Unspeakable Things," available everywhere digitally. But we're going to give you a sneak peek today. You're going to hear all 4 of these songs that Qstreet's been working on, and we're going to talk a little bit more about these tracks. Let's start with track 1, which is titled "Los Angeles."
Los Angeles.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Los Angeles is I wrote that song probably a year ago, and I've had a year to come up with the story of how I wrote it or what it means, and it's one of those the better a song is, in my opinion, that I write, the less time it takes me to write it and the less I know about it. I wrote that song in probably an hour, and it was probably at 2 a.m, and it all meant something when I wrote it. Every bit of that meant something.
Now it means
And,
jack shit.
I will tell you something, that when I'm writing songs, and I do this in a lot of songs, if I can't come up with anything, I write every day, and if nothing's flowing, I just write anyways, because you got to get through that stuff. In anything in life, you got to get through that kind of stuff to get to the good stuff. And one of the things I found in songwriting and in other writing that I do is, if you can't think of anything to start with just something true. Don't start with something super poetic or any kind of something crazy. Just start with something true. So the first line of that song is, "In the desert, there's fire burning." And at the time, there were fires in California. And I was like,
true.
And I like that might have just come
Desert
across
is
my
hot.
news feed at the time, and I was like, just start with something true, and then it all fell out from there.
In the desert there is fire burning. In the water there are big fish turning. LA lady, won't you come home with me into the bathroom for unspeakable things? The party last night was quite contagious. In deep water, sharks are very dangerous. LA, 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 LA. Finders keepers makes me wanna play. Bahama mama, take my mind away. Level me with inconsistency. Dissect this song, cause everything is wrong. Ah! LA, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. LA, 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 yeah, yeah. Find me a pony, cause I like to ride. Open the door when it's nice outside. Open your eyes to the dynamite. Unplug the breaker to the Christmas light. Oh, here we go again. Ow! Okay. The day is over, back to bed again. Tomorrow morning we'll be right again. Liar, liar, put your pants on tighter. Liar, liar, pull your socks over. LA, 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 LA.
It's kind of cool that that's the first song on our debut EP, because that might have been the first song that we all... That's one of the first ones that was brought to the table at practice that we all started playing. That might have been the first one that we hammered out to be a full official Qstreet track.
Yeah, yeah, and we all... And I brought... There's a cool opening riff on that, which Steve, actually, you and I started practicing that song before we met the rest of these people.
Right.
And Steve immediately, I played the riff for him, and then he played it, but he added a little piece to it and made it...
Nuanced it a little bit.
Much better, and so that's how we've been doing it.
Well, it's great, and then Brooke and Tyler came on and added their own flair to it, which, thank God, it's great to be in a band with such talented people that... Because I don't know how to play the bass, and I don't know how to play the drums, and so it's good to have people with such a good creative mind that can figure out new and fun ways to play a song, and that one turned out really good.
Yeah, I will admit, like, when you first brought that song to me, Quinn, I was like, what the fuck is this? And then, like, we all got together, and it turned out into, like, this super cool, like, party song that just makes you want to dance.
That song, for sure, out of our whole
Out of our
out of
repertoire,
everything
yeah.
that we do, because we have other songs that we play besides what's just on the EP. Like that one has changed.
Those
the
aren't our
most.
only 4 songs.
Like that one has absolutely gone through the most changes.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
we've,
for sure.
we've altered that probably 100 times since we
Yeah.
first played it. Like I listened to the original like practice sessions of that song, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll release those, and you guys can listen to
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they were they were wild.
I was so unsure about that song too. I remember I played it for my voice teacher when I wrote it before any of this, and I was like, "This is because it's a weird song. It changes time signatures. It's definitely a rock song. It has all the rock check marks, but it's like it changes time signatures. There's a key change in it. The bridge is weird. A lot of it might not make sense." And I played it for her, and she goes, "No, that's a hit." I was like, "I don't know." She goes, "Shut up, that's a hit." I was like, "All right, right on. I trust you."
Yeah, can we give a big shout out to Juliet, who I feel like has
Yes.
been has met us all one time. She came to our show last month, and that was the first time I'd met her, but I've heard so much about her, and I know that she's been so supportive
Yes.
to you through this whole
Yes.
band process.
Juliet Jackson, I owe you my life.
When you said key change, the first thing that came through my head was one of my favorite Bo Burnham jokes.
Yeah.
Yes,
or-
pandering.
Oh, the country
and
song,
then
or
y'all
yeah.
dumb motherfuckers want a key change.
Yeah.
I can speak in Mandarin, and you'd still know I'm pandering. I got these boots make me look like a field hand, but they cost $3,000. Something like that. Yeah,
He's
it's
one of
good
the
stuff.
best. Big fan of Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was also funny that it's titled Los Angeles, but the chorus you sang L.A., which
Oh,
is Los
tell 'em about
Angeles.
that.
There's a great. This
there's
is
a
a good story
story.
too. So
Okay.
we were going through when I was uploading all this stuff, and we were going through distribution and everything. They would not allow it to have 2 capital letters.
Oh, yeah?
L.A. It would be capital L lowercase a, so it would be La. And I went through. I emailed. I talked to the tech support and all kind of stuff, and I ended up just going with Los Angeles. And
Yeah.
so now it's Los. It was funny when you said when you asked about Los Angeles. I'm like,
What is
talking
that?
about?
Oh,
Yeah. What song is that?
Yeah, so
So you guys all just call it L.A., but it's
It was LA. If you look at the set lists
Right.
from all of our shows, it's
Yeah, it's
listed
still
on the
LA.
set list as L period A period.
yeah.
We thought about ELLAY, and I thought that would be really cool, but some people thought that was stupid as hell.
No, nobody
so-
thought it was stupid. We just it would be difficult.
We just
to
weren't
look
sure
up.
how people would
That's
pronounce
true,
it
yeah.
or what they would think about it, and it's I don't know.
I like the idea. I like that though. I
Yeah.
think that's cool.
I
ELL and
understand.
then an E with one of them French accents
Yeah.
over it.
And then people think it was Aya.
No, we thought Los Angeles would just be easier to find in the long run,
Yeah, it's
and we
just
want people to be able to
southern
find listen to our
California,
music. Oh yeah.
About 2,187 miles from here.
yeah.
Well, God,
That's true.
Damn. Why do you know that?
I don't know.
Are you planning
Google
a
Maps, I guess.
Well, let's go with track 2 now. This is called "Ride Along with Me," and this is one I particularly really enjoyed, and I also found it fun. I think there was another guy that made a kind of famous song about riding with him from St. Louis, so I thought that was a fun little, maybe someday you guys can work with that guy.
What song is that?
A guy by the name of Nelly. Had a-
Oh,
Yeah, me going for a second too. Like,
oh, Nelly Furtado.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean
Yeah.
fly like a bird.
Yeah.
Free like a bird.
But anyway, just that's talking about riding with him. But anyway, this one was fun though. I really enjoyed it, and I liked just like there was a lot of good imagery and stuff. I think it would make a fun music video. I kind of pitched an idea to you guys. We'll see what happens. With
Yeah.
that. But,
Yeah.
But
That was Right Along With Me, I think was the first song we learned here.
That was the first song you
Oh, is that
played
the
for
first one?
me.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was another. So that's about a friend of mine who passed away, and
But it's not a sad song.
it's not a sad song. No,
Yeah.
no. It's not a sad song. It's about a friend of mine who passed away, and it was a real. It was a shame. It's sad, and the meaning of the song literally is, if you're struggling, and I was talking about him specifically, but anybody, you are You know, like you've got a friend in me, essentially. You know, you're. That's what that's about.
Yeah, maybe we could work with who wrote "You Got a Friend in Me." Maybe that'll be our collab for that song.
That's
You got a
Randy Newman, right?
Oh, Randy Newman.
Ross.
Yeah.
Rick Ross.
I saw this morning there's been another one. Line 'em up and knock you down again. Brother, don't you blame this all on you. When it's time, no, it's never time. Chase that dragon into a starry night. Set their world on fire in the candlelight. When that dragon calls, ride along with me. When the lights go down, ride along with me. Out of your mind, come on, ride along with me. Watch the world come back, ride along with me. I don't mean at all to speak for you. I just wish you could say that you miss me too. When that dragon comes, ride along with me. When the lights go down, ride along with me. Out of your mind, come on, ride along with me. Watch the world come back, ride along with me. Don't let mama sing to the radio alone. You know it always makes her cry, and you are always on her mind. Please hold daddy's hand in your room late at night. The picture books are on the bedside. There is so much more to life. When that dragon calls, ride along with me. When the lights go down, ride along with me. Out of your mind, come on, ride along with me. Watch the world come back, ride along with me. Ride along with me, yeah. Won't you ride along with me, yeah. Won't you ride along with me, yeah. Ride along with me, oh yeah. Ride along with me.
That's one of my favorite songs, though, and that we actually were approached a couple weeks ago by 5 Star Pictures, who want to do. They called me and they were like, you guys want to do some music videos? And I was like, we can't afford you, you know. And they were like, no, we're offering. And I was like, yeah. Then yes, it's gonna be a yes from us. So 5-Star Pictures, David Malone, thank you. And that's we're gonna do that, shoot that music video on what's the date
September 7th.
September 7th.
Is our shoot date for that.
Yeah, and then to be released at the end of that month, I believe. At the end of September. That's so that's really cool. And right along with me, it's a banger of a song. It's maybe the only song where I go ooh ooh, but we all go ooh ooh.
There's a lot of good vocal harmonies in there.
Yeah.
That song turned out really nice.
Yeah, that's a well
It's
polished
a great,
track.
it's a great summer jam. You know, literally riding in your car with the windows down song.
Yeah.
So
You get to get back to another Nelly and Florida Georgia Line reference.
I heard he's been on tour with them for what, like 3 years? Just
For
like milking
too long,
that
you
one
said?
verse. Yeah.
Yeah, my God.
Yikes.
good for him.
Yeah,
good for him.
Get that check for sure.
Right along,
That one
right along
verse.
with me has been received well though so far.
Yeah.
That's been really cool, and so have the other ones. It's been.
So that one's got a good flow to it. It's a song that runs very well from top to bottom.
Yeah.
And it's just the vocal harmonies are great, and it flows into that's a kick-ass bridge part, and and it never really slows down. It just keeps chugging. That's a big high energy song, and that'll be a fun one to sing along with, I'm sure, at a Qstreet show.
We already it's cool. We've had, except maybe our first show. Since our first show, we've had at least a few people that sing along to every song we have, which is cool. That's cool AF. Which is
big shout out to the fans. We got the best fans.
Yeah, we
in
do.
St.
We have
Louis.
the coolest fans in the whole world. Yeah,
Best fans on the planet.
Yeah, man. I'm a big fan of this guy Will Hogue. He's a great songwriter and performer, and he hit big with a song called "Even If It Breaks Your Heart" that Eli Young band cut for country radio.
I like that song.
Yeah. Well, he told a story about going on tour with them, and he was writing with the band, trying to work on some more new songs and stuff, and I think that at the time like they were opening for like Kenny Chesney or something like that, so they're playing these just giant shows, and like they played like whatever 40,000, 50,000, 60,000 people and stuff in these arenas and things, and so he's this is usually his shows, there's a couple hundred people or something that and so or whatever, so for him to go and be playing these giant arenas was a bit of a shock for him.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's
big
a big
difference.
Yeah.
So, but he's and then Eli Young band invited him out to play guitar too while playing the song and stuff, and so he's talking about he's back there, playing guitar, singing along the song, and then hearing 60,000 something people singing along to "Even If It Breaks Your Heart," and he says he's back there playing guitar. He's like, I wrote this motherfucker, and or something like that. But I just can't. That's got to be such an amazing thing to even if it's 10 people or whatever to 60,000 people singing your song. Like that's got to be something really special feeling to.
Right.
Well, 60,000 people, all you got to do is divide that by 1,000, and we've played for that many people, so we're just right there. We're chasing down 60,000 real close. Yeah.
Right. But I just, that's got to be, that's a cool thing. Words you put on a piece of paper, and now all of a sudden it's real, and people are singing along.
It's just a couple of minutes, but it's the whole difference.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, man. So, check that out. Again, digitally everywhere you can purchase a copy or stream it on your Spotify and wherever you're getting your music at today. You can come sing along with Qstreet at the Firebird on August 24th. We'll have a big headline show over there that evening.
Yes.
With more details to be announced. But, grab some tickets and join Qstreet at the Firebird.
Hell yeah.
One of the most fun venues we've played. I think.
I
like
I
the
loved it
Firebird a
there,
lot.
yeah.
Such a cool.
They're
venue.
so nice.
Yep. Oh yeah,
Staff
very
is so
nice.
nice. Yeah.
And good stage, good energy.
Great bathrooms.
Great. Yeah.
I believe it's 2-ply toilet paper at the Firebird.
They spare no expense.
No, absolutely.
For the
They
comfort
They
of
have
your
soap
butthole.
too at the sink.
They do. So we're used to the 1-ply most places, which is fine. We're just, we don't shower often. We don't wear clean clothes. 1-ply toilet paper works, and socks are not bad.
Simple people.
But the
yeah.
Firebird, I believe, has 2-ply and maybe 3, and that is fantastic.
Some of the
Luxury.
stalls even have doors on them, which
Wow.
is
No,
a
I didn't see
letdown
those.
sometimes, but sometimes it's nice.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you want an audience and sometimes you don't.
Yeah,
Well, you get the
sometimes
option
with
there.
no door, you feel like you've got more room for activities.
Right,
you know,
that's
whereas,
true. And I do like to perform a lot of activities while I'm
One
taking
of
it
the
down.
coolest things too about the Firebird bathroom is I remember there were 2 stalls in the men's room, and they had there was a hole a couple of feet up from the ground,
Oh,
and that was
no.
really so. Mud and I were in there, and we were having a conversation, but then we had to both go to the bathroom for a while, and it was so nice that there was that little hole that we could talk in between and pass notes.
Well, and
so.
Hold
hold each
hands.
other's hands
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. It was a really small hole. I guess they, it worked perfectly.
yeah, he
Mostly-
pulled
mostly
on
for
my
maintaining
finger, and
eye
it helped,
contact while you're
it
pooping,
helped
I
speed
think.
things up.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
All
that was
right.
big shout out.
Yeah.
Big shout out.
Anyways,
All right.
Yeah. So August 24th at the Firebird.
Be there. Yeah.
talking about?
Let's drop in "Damn the Distance."
D the D, baby.
Track,
Damn the
track
distance.
3.
Track 3 on the EP. I'm really glad that this one made the final cut to be on the EP because this song means a lot to me. It's the only one that I wrote that's on the EP, and it's been received very well, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah,
because
people love it. It's such
yeah.
a good song.
Yeah, great.
Some of my finest songwriting, I think, there. I wrote that song for my girlfriend, who the whole last year, we're coming up on a year anniversary. Very happy about that. That's Allie Haig.
Oh my God.
She's the best. But she is going to school in Columbia at Mizzou. And so for most of the last year, we were doing a long distance relationship, and I kind of wrote that song for her, but also for me to try to talk about how that's difficult, And we started dating long distance. We never had. We met just a couple weeks before I moved back to St. Louis, and this band started, and so doing the whole first 9-10 months of our relationship long distance was tough, but we powered through and we're doing great. But I wrote this song for her to let her know that even when we're 2 hours away from each other, I'm still thinking about her all the time. And
Aw.
I brought this song to the band as just an acoustic sort of me singing, and we were able to build it up into a pretty banging rock and roll track.
Yeah, it's definitely
with
one
a
that
killer
went through
breakdown. Yeah,
a lot of changes for
makes
sure.
you cry.
right. Yeah,
It makes her cry.
it makes her.
I just say it hits home for I
makes
think
her cry,
everybody.
which is what you.
I'm missing your laughter here tonight. I laugh so much harder when you're around. I'm missing your fingers tracing mine, the ways that we talk without a sound. I'm strumming my heartbeat, baby. I want you to feel me there somehow. My pulse doesn't carry, but my fingers are swearing that I'll be with you always. Damn the distance. Damn the distance. swear there's a ghost in our room tonight. I smell your perfume as I close my eyes. A beautiful hallucination. Your voice in my ear kissing me goodnight. Damn the distance. 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 Damn the distance.
Let me just throw this in there about that song. That's such a good song. My girlfriend makes me play that to her, so I have to sing that to my
This
girlfriend.
isn't for you.
And she also goes, can you sing like Steven does? That's a true story, so I have to go, down the distance.
Also, can you wear his clothes while you're doing it?
I have a friend who's sort of going through a long distance relationship thing at the time, and he said he finally got together with the girl that he's been seeing after they hadn't seen each other for a while, and it was just right after our EP dropped last weekend, and he was saying that they were making out, and he was playing the EP, and he didn't tell her who they were listening to, and they were making out, and mid Damn the Distance, he stops and he says, this is Steven's song. And she said, "Oh, that's interesting," and didn't want to make out with him anymore. I guess that's a little too personal. But she was into it before that, I'm told. So it's a good song. It's just a little too real.
Yeah.
This is I really enjoyed it, but it was a nice change as you're I was listening and Quinn singing lead on the other two, and then I get to track 3 and I'm like, hey, that's not Quinn, and then learned that you multiple singer songwriters in this band too, so that was fun to, as I haven't been able to see you guys live yet, but hearing these tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but is that a lot of you guys want to work on more of that? More people taking lead on stuff, or
Yeah.
For Steven, for sure. Yeah.
I think that one of the things I wanted to do with this band is present the best product that we can, and
Of course. Yeah.
and whatever way whatever that means is fine. And I talked to Juliet about this, my voice teacher. I said, if it turns out that we have a chance to get bigger with somebody else at the front of this, or somebody else playing guitar, or somebody else whatever, I'll take the little ego shot for a second. I'll get over it, and I'll remember that this is a business and we're trying to make it, and that's how it's gonna be, and that's fine.
That said, personally, I can't sing the way that you do on these other songs. I think we have 2 very different voices that cater to 2 different singing styles.
Yeah.
And the songs that you sing on, your voice is perfect for. And I think the songs that I sing on, it's a good, we
just
find
perfect,
we
Steve.
find what channel we
agree.
need to put it on.
Yeah.
For the feel of the song, and that person sings, or if I want to do more lead guitar work, you'll
Right.
sing, and if
Right.
it's and it's good, and neither of us, we're both very generous and humble about everybody else's talent. Well, all 4 of us are very humble about everybody else's talent in this band, and so it's all very. We like to share the experience, and me and Quinn aren't the only singers in this band.
No, we
either.
have 4 lead singer quality singers in the band.
You can hear a lot of Brooks harmonies on songs like Holy Water. You can hear a lot.
Damn the Distance too.
Yeah.
That was another
Did I do
thing
that?
Yeah, you did
Yeah.
ghost
Did you do
stripper
that?
vocals.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the
ghost
ghost, the
stripper
sexy
part.
ghost stripper.
In the background of Dan the Distance, when there's a woman saying, Steve says, "I'll be with you all,"
Yeah,
something
I'll
you'll
be
be
with
with me
you
always.
and Brooks in the background going, "I'll be with you
Oh
always."
yeah, or you like make it super
and that's
breathy.
cool as
Yeah,
shit.
very-
Just like
very
drenched
eerie.
in reverb, just like sexy
And it's like the
ghost
only
voice.
time she does any harmonies. So like through the song,
Yeah,
and
it
just
really
sounds
sticks out
perfect.
there.
And you can hear
Sounds
Mud,
killer.
Mud sings on "Ride Along with Me."
Yep. Yep.
And we also will write songs, and then the person who wrote the song does not always sing it.
Right.
We've
right.
started doing that, or we switch it up.
We've
It's just,
got
it's just, again,
we've got a few that are in the works, or that are written at least that we have anybody in mind on vocals. You know,
Right.
so
right.
Yeah.
it's cool.
I think that's fun. A lot of my favorite bands have multiple vocalists, and it offers you, as a fan, a lot of variety. Like you don't get, not that you get tired of one person singing, but it just keeps it fresh every time. You don't,
Right.
Right.
it always sounds a lot different, even though it's the same group of people. It's just a lot of different sounds coming out of the one band. So
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it keeps
100%.
us interesting.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
for sure. So you mentioned the last track, "Holy Water." Let's talk about this one too. This is another fun one on the record, rounding out the
Holy
track.
Water, I think for a lot of us, quickly became one of our favorite Q Street
Absolutely,
songs.
yeah.
That's I fucking love
But
that
just
song.
for us, it always hypes us up because it's
Yeah.
a really high energy.
It's so fun to play.
Yeah, it is fun to play, for sure. So yeah, if we're having a weird night at practice or whatever, and we're like, all right, we need to wake up, we'll play Holy Water. It's a good one to dance to or bang your head to.
It's a fun one. It's fun to. I love playing that song. I love singing it. I don't like telling the story about writing it, but I'll tell it real quick. I wrote that, and if any of my family's listen, when my family asks me about writing songs, often I say, whatever, put some stuff together, and or anybody, like. Essentially, as writers, I'm, at least for me, I write a diary entry and then I add music to it and show it to the world, and that's what Holy Water is. And I wrote that song in about 15 minutes, and it was a feeling. It was not a great feeling. It was a fine time in my life. My life is great. I'm blessed in all ways, and I had a little down moment, and I wrote that song in about 15 minutes, and and you can figure out what it means by listening to it.
You say you love me and then watch this walk away. Wrap me up inside another red light sheet. We could try to make this life a little easier. Mental health not well, we can lie about something else. And tell you a secret, I don't believe it anyway. I'm here naked and there's not a thing on my mind. I can't stay up any longer, drinking only holy water. Wash the feeling down with a little Tanqueray. Wink at the roses like I am never going away. Don't act surprised, you know I do it for a life. Don't act surprised, well there is nothing in your time. Climb out of the dark, holding mama's last regret. In the doorway smoking a final cigarette. I can't stay up any longer, drinking only holy water. All in time I will treat me well. The lines I crossed will never cross my mind. In this time the light's on me, won't you hollow out a place where I can dream? I can't stay up any longer, drinking only holy water. I can't stay up longer, drinking only holy water. I can't stay up any longer, drinking only holy water. I can't stay up any longer, drinking only holy water.
Yeah, but it turned into a banger, and it's a fun one, and it's cathartic.
It's a good hard rock song about real feelings and real places that in your life, and that's an important part of rock and roll music, and that's why rock and roll's never gonna fucking die.
And another thing, I always try to write. If I start writing a song about how tough life is and how bad everything is, I quit writing it because I think there's plenty of that out there in the world, especially in the world of rock and roll. You know, I won't name any bands. But there's lots of them. You can, and if I'm gonna write anything like that, I like it to be a little bit different, maybe with a different edge on it. And I think Holy Water is that way. It's maybe a downer lyrically, but not all the way through. And I think it cuts into a little bit more of the feelings and the understanding.
And it's what's what I'm looking for here? It turned out to be a very good hard rock song because not only the lyrics emotional, but the music is heavy and powerful as well. And it's a good song for that reason because it's relatable and it gets you thinking and it gets you wanting to move around.
Yeah.
It's a big hard rock banger and it's catchy as hell.
And it's
that is for sure.
A lot of my writing. I've been sober for a little over 2 years, and so a lot of my writing is the understanding of myself as I go through that, and some of the times before that, and that's certainly one of them that and Ride Along With Me as well that come a lot from sobriety and what that's like and what it feels like, and it's not, sobriety is a whole lot more than, for me, than not using drugs and alcohol anymore. It's learning how to be a person and live life and help people.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's one of my favorite writers, Jason Isbell. He's
excellent song.
Jason Isbell is my favorite artist of all time.
Yeah, man. But like, you know, obviously, I'm a big fan of his Southeastern record, and he was going through a lot, getting sober on that record, and he was, but the way he was able to use, like, you know, his writing and metaphors and stuff. There's a particular song called Live Oak where he talks about like killing this woman and burying her under the tree and all this stuff. And like,
there's a man who walks beside me, and sometimes I'm afraid she mistakes him for me. Yeah, that song, that's a wonderful song. It's the first song I ever heard by him.
But that's like, I mean, that's some heavy stuff. But like the fact that, like, you know, he creates a story, but it's him trying to get sober and, like, you know, burying it under and getting rid of it and, you know, dealing with it. But so yeah. Anyway, but it's like, so I love that you use your writing also to you know, cope and deal with this all. So.
Yeah.
It's fun as a band that we have so many fun songs because people love to hear that stuff, and that's fun, and it's great to play live all our fun big bangers. But it's also good to have some real raw emotion in there, and I think holy water is important for that.
Well, it kind of goes back to what you said earlier about playing live. You know, you're putting yourself out there and you're putting your problems out there that we all, I mean, we've all dealt with, I'm sure, at some point, and that we're all, you know, coming to terms with that. You know, seeing people love it is awesome. It helps you, you know, all, you know, even you or the group of people you're playing with, it helps you all come to terms with it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Together.
Humanizes us a
Yeah.
little bit.
We're all just people.
Yep. Yeah.
True.
Is that that's holy water too? You mentioned something along the lines about mental health, right? In there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I like that too. That you're not afraid to talk about that too. Like I think it's something that we all should talk about more. There's a lot of us that struggle with different mental health issues and things. So it's good to get them out. You know, kind of clear the air and get it out there because you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody deals with it. I mean, no matter who you are, somebody's sad at some point, or somebody's you know, I don't know, whatever,
be cool
grieving or whatever.
It'll be cool one day if, when these songs become big and famous. One of the things I loved most about rock and roll that's kept me a diehard rock and roll fan is that helps you not feel like you're the only one that feels certain kind of ways. To be able to relate to somebody who's got the courage to get up and sing about it really, really makes you feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel sometimes, and that things are going to get better, and you're not the only one who feels that way.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, very cool. Again, snag that EP everywhere. Do we have physicals at the show, or do you guys do we do that?
Not quite
We'll
yet.
probably not have physicals at the show.
Okay.
T-shirts.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Stickers, maybe.
Yeah.
Steve will be signing chests and babies.
Yeah.
As
Foreheads.
As will the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be kissing babies,
Kissing babies.
signing titties.
Signing
Yeah.
titties. Yeah.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
I want to sign it all.
Yeah. I've been asked for a couple of autographs for things, which is really weird to me, but
It's awesome.
I haven't got to the signing titties part, so that's my rock and roll moment if I can get there someday.
Oh yeah.
You've been working on your rock star signature
Yeah,
there.
It's different on an angle and on a soft angle.
I'll say the marker gets kind of sticky. You know, you gotta really.
Absolutely. And then in some cases they're like, "Where's the marker?" No, I'm just kidding.
Joke.
Your tongue is sharp, but it is not a Sharpie.
Heyo.
That's disgusting.
Ew.
Well, I did put your picture online and asked for some fan questions for you guys.
Oh boy.
Hopefully, one of the questions isn't why is Steve standing like that in the picture? Because Jesus Christ, man. Because
Why is
I
he
don't know.
making that
I don't have an
face?
answer for you.
God only knows.
What do we got here?
I get some of these were directed just to Quinn, but we do have some band ones too.
Is he single?
Yeah.
Nope.
What do you order from Starbucks?
Is this for Quinn or
Is this
for all
for
of
the-
us?
This is for
I
Quinn.
think everybody else. Okay,
But I think we'd be it's fair for everybody to answer on this.
Yeah,
one.
I love
This is
a-
very important. Yeah,
I love
I'd like to get my 2 cents.
I
on
love a
this.
6-shot vanilla fettuccine. That's one of my favorite orders. I like the caramel bullshit that they do, and then I love a lot of attitude from the person at the front fucking counter.
I'm a huge fan of the peppermint focacciato. I also have that with a couple little squirts of caramel.
Gotta
if you
get the
will.
squirts of caramel in there.
But yeah, I usually go with a grande on that boy.
I don't really have a funny joke like you guys. I just like a
my order.
latte, iced or cold or hot or whatever the fuck. Coconut milk, and I like
Coconut milk.
Coconut milk.
the tea and lemonade, the blueberry lemonade tea thing. That
Boy.
thing's
That sounds good.
delicious.
Yeah.
I love it.
The Tazo tea.
Yeah, you
passion.
get it with blueberry, peach, or guano.
I like the blueberry. And the what? The guava?
What is it called?
Is it guava?
Guava.
I think it's guano.
No,
Is what-
guava is bat poop.
That's what I was saying.
Guano is what you put in.
That's
the
what I was saying.
coffee.
Right.
Guava's
yeah.
a fruit. What the fuck are you talking about?
Shane, what do you get at Starbucks?
I personally do not go to Starbucks. I don't care for coffee at all.
Attaboy.
So
Good man.
I just avoid it altogether. So
what do you get when you
I'm
go
more
to
of a
like the
Dunkin'
gas
man
station or
myself.
wherever?
Usually gas.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Usually unleaded. 87.
I didn't know they had unleaded Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Nice.
all of
I
it.
put lead in my
I
phone.
like to say that
all the time.
I
What
like
are
to say
you
that I'm
talking
a
about?
pumpkin
to
spice
try
bitch
it.
with a Benjamin Hitch.
Hey.
And you'll have to come to a Qstreet show to figure that one out, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. That's a banger.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and we're not going to elaborate on that anymore because
Yep.
you're going to have to come and find out.
You have to come and fucking find out, aren't you?
Yeah.
You sons of bitches, get off the couch.
What else we got here, Shane?
Well, one was where your songwriting inspiration comes from, but I think we covered that on each track.
Yeah, we got into that.
Can you say who asked that question? Should I give him a shout out?
Doctor Patient Confidentiality, sir.
This
Dr. Shane
is
Presley.
all written in from Casey.
All right.
Casey's got a bunch of questions.
Big,
All right,
big shout out, Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
And let's see, this is for the band. How do you handle disagreements with each other during collaboration
I'm not gonna
Fist
talk.
fights.
or practice?
I'm not going to
Yeah.
talk about it.
Usually I just start throwing drumsticks, and then whoever catches one.
I'll just start
go with
shrieking
their
until
idea.
everybody tells me to stop and
Yeah.
gives me my way.
Brooke has personally kicked my ass a few times
Multiple
over,
times.
over disagreements in the band.
The biggest issues we get into are people trying to affect Steve's gain knob.
I do not
usually
take
when
that
he
You
shit
can head
goes-
over to the Qstreet website, qstreetband.com, or Qstreet on Facebook to figure out what that means.
Yeah.
That's a minute and 58 seconds well spent.
That's a video. That's what he means.
We have consultations about things, and everybody's opinion is heard, and we try to come up with the best answer. And I think when I come to a disagreement or a block in the road, one of the best tips I've ever had is when you bring an idea to the table, put it on the table, and then it's not yours anymore. Now
Right.
it's the group's.
Right.
And so put it on the table, and then let's all work on it together.
Yeah.
I think saying earlier also that there's not a selfish person in this band. We're all very open to collaborate and work together because at the end of the day, I respect everybody's opinion in
Yeah.
this
Well, yeah,
band.
and it's
And-
paid off so much. Like
Yeah.
you said, we've rewritten things so many times, and if we would have been like, no, I like this, then it would have ended up
Right.
Yep.
sounding.
You always stand
half
to
as
miss
good.
out on a big opportunity when you don't hear the other people out in the band.
Yeah.
And we're all very good about that, I think.
And it's also super important, whoever has an idea, like creatively, like for a song or something, you always have to try it out before you
right.
make a decision
Yes.
on
Yeah.
whether it's a
Right.
yes or a no.
Right.
Because sometimes I'll have something that'll come up in my head, and I'm like, oh, that would be tight. Let's try that out. And we do it. I'm like, nah, I don't like that. Never mind.
But it's worth
But
hearing
sometimes,
that.
Yeah.
sometimes
We're
it
always-
works also for example, a bridge piece in the song Superwoman, which you'll hear at some point. Come to
Yeah.
the show and you'll hear that. That was one of those things Brooke had it in her head, and she sat down on the floor with a piece of paper and wrote out the chord structure for it and everything.
Did I do that?
Yes.
Yeah, with
Yep.
that little breakdown in Superwoman.
Yep.
That ended up being awesome right before the
Yeah.
solo there.
Yeah. and then- yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like one where I was like, I don't know how to explain this to you guys.
I'm going to write it down.
We're just
Show
gonna
you
have
bastards.
to do it. And it might just be complete bullshit.
No, but it wasn't.
ended up
We did it
working
at
out.
the Dialect.
Yeah.
Sure as hell was
Yeah.
It
not.
does sound
yeah.
awesome.
And we all come up with good
That's
ideas.
another one you'll have to come to a live show
Yeah.
to hear.
Yeah.
because
Love that
You're the
song.
man,
I would
Casey.
like to record that song next. So fun.
You're the
That
woman.
is a great song.
I said woman.
And let's see, we got another couple questions. What's the meaning behind the key?
Oh, somebody's noticed the key, huh?
Interesting. I get asked that all the time. Usually when I get asked about the key, I have a key tattooed on my arm, and I also wear one. And anytime a guy asks me what that is, I say it's the key to your heart if you play your cards right, and I give him a wink.
My girlfriend seems to think the key on my necklace is the key to my nose for some reason. She always plays with it and sticks it up there. Hasn't unlocked anything yet, but we'll see.
She's going in the wrong hole, Steve. Somebody gave me a key. Real quick story. I work at Starbucks. I was at the drive-thru. Somebody gave me a key. No, that's not what happened. She said something to the effect of, "Why don't you come over?"
Hey,
Oh no. She gave me her phone number and she said, "Why don't you use this on a rainy day?" And it was raining it was raining when she handed it to me, and I went over there
Yep.
at some point. And she had a whole bunch of keys in a jar, and she gave me a key, and I started wearing it. And then after a while, I switched keys to a different one because I was like, she's awesome. I wrote a song about her called Rainy Day. And I switched keys, and then somebody came into work with a tattoo on their arm. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm free after work. I'm going to go get a tattoo. And so I went into the shop, and he's like, what do you want? I said, I don't know. I said, just copy this and put it on my arm. And so that's what he did. Now that and then we started using the keys kind of just as our symbol.
Yeah.
And we all have keys.
If you haven't seen it yet, Quinn has a necklace with the skeleton key on it.
Yes,
Oh yeah, it's a skeleton key.
Yes.
Right.
And it's
yeah.
in the logo too. It's like a skeleton key that's like inscribed with the Q.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like a symbol. Like there's nothing super deep to it, but I think it's just a cool looking.
Yeah, it
Right.
just
It looks
badass.
awesome.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it fits well up my nose.
Yep.
And that's all there is to it.
And other
It
places.
unlocks your brain, Steven.
Yeah.
They also wrote in asking, when will Quinn go shirtless on stage?
Have you not already done
Yeah,
that?
I was gonna say how's that
Am
not
I
happened
mistaken?
yet?
We could go August 24th for Princess. I could go shirtless.
There you go.
Yeah, but
That's a
then you
good
gotta
one.
I'll
put
sing
it back
Princess and go shirtless.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Well, better get to the gym.
You gotta
on.
go.
Got a little under a month. I think it should.
That's
go.
all right. That's all right. I had to shoot a movie once, and they gave me 4 days. They called me and they said, you got 4 days. You're gonna shoot this one scene with your shirt off, and I was like, cool.
Damn.
And so I ate an apple and an oatmeal for those 4 days for my meal each day, and I worked out like 2 or 3 times a day. And then they called me on shoot day, and they were like, hey, it's snowing, and this is supposed to be a fall scene, so there can't be snow, so don't worry about it. And I was like, no problem.
End up on that day just like can't walk.
And then I went to Breadco and I ate everything they had.
Of course. Yeah. Or Panera for you foreigners out there.
Yeah.
Right. Sons of bitches.
Yeah. So we got an EP. We're working on a music video. You said.
Yeah, we're working on a couple music videos.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of things happening for the group. But I mean, this already you've turned into a big year. But
Yeah.
is there anything
Yeah.
else on the checklist we want to hit for closing out 2019? Or
I think we're gonna try and head out of town. We've been talking to we've been contacted by some potential managers, which is really cool, and some labels, and we aren't sure as a group what we're gonna do there yet, but we're gonna try and get out of town probably this year, and then I don't see us signing this year, but you never know what's gonna happen, and everything's kind of up in the air, but it's all going really well.
That's the thing is now we're just trying to plug the EP as much as we can, trying to get as much exposure as we can.
Money.
Yeah, trying to save money. And
Yeah.
Quinn and I took a trip to Denver in June, and we love Denver. There's a couple places we'd like to, see if they'd like to have us out there, and play there. And because the music scene out there is wild, it's huge.
Unreal,
People are
I'm sure.
Yeah.
really receptive of all kinds of stuff out there. Kansas City and stuff like that on the way back,
think-
or
Yeah.
whatever. Vice versa.
We've got some plugs down in
Great.
Lake of the Ozarks and Columbia. And
Even just branching out to like Columbia, like
Yeah.
college towns.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Be
think we're gonna
pretty cool.
try and do that this year. So
Yep. And Columbia has Shakespeare's, and they got some good pizza up there. So
that they do.
Heck
Not
That
lying.
they do. You ain't,
Yep.
you
Not
ain't
lying.
Good
He's never
pizza.
told a lie in his life.
that's one of my favorite things about traveling is just trying different pizza.
Yeah. Hey,
That's one of my favorite things about staying home. Also, just
Right.
pizza.
There's
that's
so
what
many
it takes to
different
get
pizza
you
places.
you bastards in Columbia to come out to a show.
Yeah.
And so be it.
So be it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll serve pizza. Who knows?
We could. We're just gonna be serving up hot licks, baby.
I can't stress enough. Come to a Qstreet show, you
Yeah,
guys.
we are fun to watch.
We are real fun.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
think we're dicking around on the podcast, you should see us on the stage.
Yeah, for
We
real.
really
Yeah, it gets
dick
pretty
around
wild.
on stage,
Sure.
man.
Fuck around.
Check the website www, or as they say in middle school, www.qstreetband.com, and
W.
check out our promo videos and our music on there. You can find a bunch of cool facts about us.
Our
Bunch
cool
of cool
pictures.
facts.
One of the coolest
Yeah,
things
cool
actually is
pictures.
Mud has Mutt actually shares a last name with his father. And he's been drumming.
Small world.
And you're 26, Mud? At 26, he's actually been drumming since he started drumming. So
Which is a
Never
long
stopped.
time.
which is a long time, which is the longest in the band
Yeah.
for drumming.
Another fun fact, yeah.
So
He's the best drummer in Qstreet.
Those are
Yeah.
by far.
those are some cool facts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I forget who said it now. I had somebody on the show one day, and they said that they were looking up cool words, like that was going to be for their band name and stuff.
Yeah.
And like they just put that in Google, cool words, and I was like, well, what makes a word cool? Like, does that? I mean, is it like smoking a cigarette with some sunglasses on? Like,
Letters like X.
like
Cumberbatch.
wearing a
If
leather
it's
jacket.
just nonsense
Yeah, right.
most of the time. Yeah.
Can I really quick also say that
Taking a dip in a pool.
on our website and on our Facebook page and our Instagram, you can find a bunch of really cool pictures of us taken by this awesome photographer we've been working with, Tristan Shannon.
Tristan
who is the
Shannon.
man.
TS Visual
The
Arts.
absolute guy.
And I know we sound sexy, but Tristan makes us look sexy
Yes.
and helps us live up to our title of the sexiest rock band in St. Louis.
Tristan's
If you don't believe
really
it,
that
come and
guy,
see for
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
he did like his first shoot with us in like February, I think, whenever we were at the Koken, and they
Yeah.
turned out really well, and we were really happy with them. And then the last time he took pictures for us, it was like, whoa, this is like a 6-month span
Yeah.
that this dude went from good to like incredible.
Yeah, he's out there.
He
is
grew
a
so quick.
very
Yeah.
talented photographer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's fun to work with. He's
Yeah,
a great
guy for sure.
Yeah.
And he's secretly a really good guitarist
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
He might not show it, but we played in jazz band together in high school, and
Yeah. Shreds.
I did not
He-
know that.
he shreds.
That's one more
Yeah.
reason why I love him.
He goes the other. We played Pops a couple weeks ago, and Steve was real sick before the show, and
Yeah.
he was gonna play, but I went up to Tristan. I was like Steve can't play. Can you handle it? And he goes, yeah. I was like,
No
right
problem.
on.
Of course.
Yeah.
I
Right on. So Steve, be careful getting sick, buddy.
I'm that easy to replace, huh? Okay.
boy.
My job is on the line
You'll be demoted.
every day.
You'll be put down on camera duty.
Yeah. I tell you, he might be able to fill in on me on the guitar. You do not want me filling in for him on the camera. That would not be a fair trade, I don't think.
The worst trade deal in the history of trade deals.
deal in the history of
And believe me, I've seen billions. of
Huge
trade-
mistake. Huge.
That was actually Tristan that wrote in about the key too. So that was.
Oh, right on.
Hey, Tristan, we
what
love
a fucking
you.
guy.
You're
Stand
my
up
best
guy.
friend, Tristan.
Yeah. Fucking love you, Tristan.
Well,
Great legs.
yeah, for sure. So is there besides coming down here into the basement in the jam space and playing music together, what else do you guys do? Any like fun activities as a band? Do
We
you?
love eating tacos.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we love eating tacos.
Yeah, we like to go out and have our Mexican food and our
We
market.
would
Yes.
go out for happy hour at Mission Taco and have shots and tacos until we pass
course.
out from being either too drunk or too full.
Too full. Yep.
Usually too full, or I don't know, sometimes
Both,
both. But yeah, I don't know what else.
We like to get beer from the gas station down the street.
Actually, that beer that's over there has been there since February, I think.
Is it really February?
I'm pretty sure.
I think
yeah.
we're all big Key and Peele fans.
Yeah.
Key,
Yeah.
Key and Peele and just funny skits. We also we like making funny skits. We
Yeah.
we write skits and do skits together.
You can find them on
Often.
our social media accounts. Some
You
of
can
those.
you can watch me and Steve in our underwear on anywhere you can find Qstreet. Also
Yeah.
Qstreet's on YouTube.
Or Pornhub, yeah.
Yeah.
Pornhub. Yeah. We're on
Casually.
Pornhub a lot. All of us. We don't have any videos up there or anything. We just spend a lot of time on Pornhub.
Sometimes during practice we take Pornhub breaks.
Yeah.
so-
You're dang right we do. You're dang right we do.
Really get the-
we all take a bathroom.
Get the juices flowing.
That's really why Brooke leaves in the middle of practice
Yeah.
to go to the bathroom.
They think it's the poop, but
Oh yeah, that's one of our other hobbies.
Really
is,
not.
is teasing Brooke every time she leaves the room that
Oh.
she's going to take a shit.
Yeah, we talk a lot about our poop schedules here in Qstreet.
It's okay. You have to be open about it.
Yeah,
It
and
allows you to be
Well, don't
more
they say when
regular.
you spend enough time around the same people that, that your cycles start to sync up?
It's not
I think
not
they're
the
talking
same
about
thing.
poop. Yeah. Every single day at 6 o'clock, I go. I can't tell if I'm hungry or if I have to poop, and so I do both.
And every time right before we have to play a show, can't tell if I'm hungry or if I have to poop.
Yeah, I say I
Well-
have that feeling every day.
It's two very different feelings.
Not for me.
Maybe both.
Not for me. So sometimes I just have to, if like we're gonna play a show real quick, I just have to pile dinner right on top of it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All of a sudden he starts playing everything really fast.
Oh, boy.
You in a hurry, sir? Do you have an appointment to get to after this?
I wrote online the other day that I'm going to open up a jazz bar called Horn Pub.
Yes. I saw
Horn
that.
pub,
Yeah. So
I
a
fully
jazz
support that.
strip club.
Ooh, it took me a second, but I get it. That's good.
Yes, that's
I
excellent.
said, I wonder what the fuck that
You have
means.
to
but
use
okay.
the font
Yeah.
and everything
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah,
logo.
yeah.
Other people, otherwise, most people will probably just right
Yep.
over their head.
Yep.
I thought that would be a
I'd
pretty
say
good
I'm
one.
about as smart as the average
Yeah, it'll-
American.
it'll-
Yeah, and he went over my head for a second. So.
You got to be careful that'll blow right over their heads.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't want that. It's stuck in the hair.
But a bump.
But
That yeah. So keep an eye out for more skits. I do find that fun that you guys do those videos and things. That's always it's kind of fun to get a little insight into band practice and just like makes it more personable and
Yeah.
everything. And along with you enjoy the music and everything, but you can also just have fun with you guys as the characters you all are and stuff too and stuff. So
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
been a lot of fun for me watching you over the last 23 years.
oh yeah,
That I've been alive since I've started watching you.
right.
No, it's been really cool.
You're calling him old? What's wrong with you, man?
I love
No,
your
he's just saying he's been
podcast.
stalking
Obviously,
you
you've
since
won
birth.
some awards, which is awesome. Congratulations,
Oh,
Shane.
thank you. Thank you.
And
No kidding.
I love your
Yeah.
listing of music going on in the city. That's what I check every day when I'm going to see a show. I always check that.
Yeah.
I don't go around to every venue and look at who's playing. I just go to Shane
It's
Presley's
really
Facebook
like
page.
yeah, it's a calendar,
Yeah,
of what cool stuff is going on in the city. All these new bands and older bands and
Everybody.
that are insanely talented. Like I've gone down to Broadway Oyster Bar many times based off of your schedule. Just
Yeah.
like hell yeah, the Voodoo Players are out
Yeah.
there. Like
They're so good, man.
yeah,
Those
they're
shows are
insane.
yeah, it's always
So,
a good time.
Big shout out to Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey,
You're
Heck
awesome.
yeah, man.
You're
Thanks,
awesome.
We
guys.
love you.
Yeah, it's awesome being here. Yeah.
Yeah, I have I get more people talk about that than anything I do with those lists and stuff, and which
Yeah.
is cool. Like I'm glad people are digging it and getting out and supporting live local music. And but yeah, that's what's fun, man. I started doing that like I didn't, at the time I really didn't even know like a whole lot. Like I thought I knew something, but I didn't. It's like so I thought, well, I'm gonna start putting. People are like, hey, there's nothing to do in this town, and I'm like, well, there is. I'm gonna start showing you guys. So I started doing it, and it was only like Friday and Saturday, and there was only be like 4 or 5 things that I knew about kind of that was on the radar at the time. So for me, it's especially cool to see it grow into like 50, 60 things on a Friday, Saturday night at times now, like after a couple of years, and it's like how far my network has grown out and stuff, and how and we obviously more and more bands starting all the time and things. We have a very strong St. Louis music community here, so. Anyway, it's really cool. As long as I'm glad people are digging it, but I also have fun doing it, just so I can see the continued growth and everything
Right.
in our city and things.
Yeah, I think you are a big part of keeping it alive and keeping it growing, man. For real,
Thank you.
because if people don't know that it's happening, then how are they going to go to these shows? You know, because some people don't know some of these venues exist. Some of these people don't know these bands exist. So it's definitely important for having people like you.
I
hanging
have
around.
many a Shane Presley Facebook post screenshotted.
Yeah,
People ask what to do or
Yeah.
where are we going tonight. Be like,
right.
You pick.
Yeah.
There's 31 options.
Right, yeah. That list keeps getting bigger for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, we'll get out and support Qstreet again. We have the big show August 24th at the Firebird. Again, they've got great bathrooms there too. So
Yes.
if you need to use the restroom, there it is. And so come on out to that show. And Firebird, STL.com. I believe, is their tickets. You can get tickets through there, and I'm sure you guys will have them on
Our
hand here.
website
Yeah.
and Facebook and everything.
Yeah, we'll be promoting the shit out of it.
Yep. So, but yeah, come on out and again, find the EP everywhere and follow along on Qstreet
Qstreetband.com
and Facebook and stuff. So yeah. All right,
That's
guys.
Qstreet. The letter Q, the word street, no space.
One word.
Yes,
Yeah,
no space.
No hyphen either.
No hyphen either.
We don't fuck with that.
No apostrophe.
No underscore, no forward slash.
asterisk.
No punctuation, please.
Can we make sure we end on a break?
Huh?
On
Can we
a
end on a
what?
shred break?
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we before we play a show we always put our hands in and do a break, and sometimes I think our last show was ass and titties,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but occasionally
Was it?
shred.
Yeah.
It changes.
Yeah.
But I think shred would be a good one.
It's like our pre-show prayer kind of thing.
How about? Well, when it's time, you just let me know and I'll tell you what the words are.
Yeah. Well, we can do that now.
Let's do it right now.
You got to
everybody.
sign off or anything?
Just say bye, everybody.
Bye,
Hey,
everybody.
Thank you for having
Bye.
us.
Bye.
All right, hey,
everybody.
rock paper P on 3. 1, 2, 3. Rock paper P.
Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Well, yeah, that was it.